guys, I'm Chessie Ricco with She on the Fly, and I'm here to talk to you about day 2 of our fly fishing trips down to Isle Morada with Casey Bones. She already did day 1, so I'm here to do day 2. Drastically different days. So, to start off, giving you a little bit about what our trip was like. When we woke up that morning, it was a Sunday, to fish with Dale Perez out of the Lorelei. We woke up at like 5 and when we first woke up, I mean, the wind was already puffing. We woke up from the wind, not even from our alarms. So it was like, you know, the second we woke up, we were just like, fuck, dude, it's windy as shit. But we woke up early, we got to Lorelei early. The cool thing about the Lorelei is it does open early and it caters to, you know, the guides and the crew that are coming out, you know, to fish. So, you know, we get there early, eat breakfast. Casey chugs a couple shots down and I, you know, chain smoke a couple cigarettes. It's really tough for me to go fish and not smoke cigarettes. Unfortunately, it's my only vice in life. So when we got there, Dale was actually already eating breakfast and we just sat down next to him and we were like, "Are you Dale Perez?" And he looked at us and he looked at the other guy next to him and he was like, "I sure hope so." That was kind of the theme for the day, you know, it was really funny and we were just like, okay, good, we're in the right spot, you know, this is the day, you know, we're here to catch tarpon and this is how it's gonna go down. We finished our breakfast, Casey took some shots, Dale took us to the first spot and you know, for a guy Dale's age, the guy's got really fucking good eyesight. He's heading to a spot, you know, it's really windy out, it's overcast, it's shitty, and he's like, fuck dude, there's people on our spot. And I'm looking, I'm like, you know, where? And he's like, over there. And it just barely, just a little blip. I'm like, fuck. So we turn around, we go to another spot. He's trying to keep us out of the wind and stuff, which was really nice for him, but he didn't have to try that hard. So we told him, you know, we're up for anything, Dale, whatever you think. So the first spot had a dude on it. The second spot we went to also had people on it, which really pissed off Dale, because Dale's like one of the old captains of Isle Morada. He's been there forever. He's kind of a legend, and it was really an honor to be able to fish with him, honestly. So finally he picked a third fishing spot, and it was a good spot. There was no one there, no one knew about it, and he sets out this the Cuban anchor off the back, and he kind of pulls us from side to side. Casey's up on deck first, because, you know, Casey flew here from Texas, and I just drove down. So my primary, you know, goal was, you know, Casey needs to catch a tarpon. I'll help out as best I can. And, you know, if she wants a break, I'll get up on deck and start casting a little bit. She gets up there, and within 15 minutes, you know, Dale's like, 2 o'clock, 30 feet, there's a stringer, go. You know, Casey takes a couple casts, and it's a good cast. It's tough because, you know, we got sustained winds of like 15 in the morning, and then it just got worse and worse. It clocked out to like 20, and then by the end of the day, it was around 30, 35 sustained winds. We see about a stringer every 20 minutes, and it was pretty, you know, on the dot. We had some like random loners coming from behind us, you know, some singles, but the tarpon were doing what they were supposed to do over the flats, and they were coming right in front of us, and you could see some busting in the distance. But the tough part of the day, aside from the wind, was the glare. So, you know, if it was a beautiful sunny day, you could see out, and you could see where the tarpon are, you could see where they're coming from, but you know, we had this horrible glare and no sun, nothing. So we're staring as hard as we can, you know, into the water. And by the time you can see the tarpon, it's almost too late. You can see them when they're about 20 feet from the boat, 30 feet from the boat, and that's like our visibility. It was tough. It was a good learning experience though, because you got to think fast. You know, you don't have that time to see them coming in. You know, you got to really think on your feet. You know, how am I going to lay this down? And you just got to go for it, you know. You think you know, you plan ahead of time in your mind, like, I know what I'm going to do. But then as soon as you see that tarpon, like, you know, you freeze. Everything you learned or you thought you knew just flies right out, you know, your mind, and you're kind of just instincts. So Casey does all the work on deck, and you see maybe a total of 100 tarpon that day. We had to sit through a squall. Luckily Dale had a rain jacket for me because Casey brought her rain jacket, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care. So Dale gave me his rain jacket. We sat through that squall, Dale ate his lunch, and the winds just kind of pick up. We're there from, the charter started at 7:30 and we're there till about 1 o'clock on the spot, and the tarpon slowly stopped coming through, not as thick and stuff, so Dale's like, alright guys, let's make a move. Around 1 o'clock we move after the squall comes through, and we're looking at the radar. there's storms all around us, and you know, we got those hurricanes back. This was like 2 weeks ago. We had a hurricane in the Gulf going right for Texas, where Casey's from, and then we got a hurricane forming in the Atlantic, kind of coming right under us, under the Keys and stuff. So we were getting a lot of the winds from that, and we weren't expecting that. You know, we booked this trip about a month or two in advance, so we were kind of just, you know, summertime. We get to the last spot, and I think Casey's kind of tired. I can tell she's a little frustrated because, you know, she came all the way from Texas with her family to catch tarpon. So it was my turn on deck, and I mean, we're sitting there for like 30 minutes, and the wind picks up. Now it's blowing sustained like 30, 35, and just nothing, you know. And Dale was like, do you guys want to end this a little bit early because the conditions kind of sucked? And we're like, yeah, you know, you're the captain, whatever you think. And it was kind of a bummer, you know. We both had the intention of leaving with the tarpon in the books, and the toughest part was the ride back. You know, Casey and I both kind of have our head down, you know, knowing we learned a lot, and it was an incredible experience. You know, you set yourself up with expectations that, you know, I'm driving home happy, and you can still drive home happy, you know. It's a mental game, you know. You gotta not beat yourself up, because these fish, you know, are just magnificent creatures. They don't call them silver kings for nothing. You know, they are the kings down there, and we know so little about them. You know, you can sit there and study the fish, learn about the fish, watch video after video, learn from the masters, and I mean, they fucking know their shit because they've been doing it for 50 fucking years. I'm still learning about them, you know. I'm from Palm Beach, fish out of Jupiter, so, you know, my fishing is completely different from the fishing down there. We do sailfish, dolphin, wahoo, cobias, snook. You know, we get tarpon on the beach, but nothing like that. You know, our tarpon fishery isn't as well known. The cool part, though, is that Dale really guided us through it. He sat in one spot for a long time and waited it out. And so when it was time to come in, he took us through this really cool, like, well-known mangrove alley thing in the flats boat. And it was really pretty to see the scenery down there. You know, and we get to the Lorelei again, and you know, Casey's kind of just like, I need a drink, and I'm like, I need another pack of cigarettes. So, you know, get off the boat, thank Dale a lot. Casey and I look at each other, and we're just kind of like, you know, next time. We'll get them next time. It was brutal, man. It was brutal having to humble yourself, and you know, you think you're good, you got this, and then, for me at least, I was super humbled. You know, again, that's the second time I've been humbled by tarpon. It started a fire that, like in here, that won't go out until I get one. And then it'll probably get even worse if I ever do get one. So, mad kudos to the people that fucking can spank a tarpon like that, you know. I hear stories of people that just get out there their first time, they lay a fly down, and they just get a tarpon their first time. And I can't thank Casey enough for the opportunity to be able to go down there and put my knowledge and skills to the test, and realize that I got a lot I got to work on if that's, you know, if I want to target that tarpon and land it. I got a lot I got to work on. If you want to go down there and try it for yourself, man, okay, I'll support you. Go down there, do it. It was definitely an experience. That was day 2 of the fishing trip. Stay tuned, because we got a lot coming your way. We got new t-shirt designs, we got stickers coming out, we got blogs getting written, collaborations with other people. So stay tuned, because, you know, She on the Fly, it's growing, and it's a growing community of women. You know, like us on Facebook. We got a YouTube channel. We're trying to get girls to send in videos, and if you got any articles you want to write, send in your articles, sheontheflyinfo@gmail.com. I'm Chessie Ricca again, and it's been a great opportunity, guys, and I hope to hear from you soon. Shoot us an email. We have a fly rod coming out, a special edition She on the Fly rod, so stay tuned, guys. Have a good summer.